Hello, so today we're going to be going over a bunch of different audio effects in Ableton and also some automation and different things, so I'm just going to get straight into it. So as you can see here, I've got a couple of different things grouped, and to do that, remember, we just hit Control G and then it will group the track, and then you just drag it in underneath it. So I'm going to be using mostly the audio effects from within here in Ableton, although I will be using this tremulator, which is a great plugin by Sound Toys, and I use it a lot for making pads and stuff, but I'll get into it soon. So this is just some basic chords that I made, then bounced off the audio, and I think I pitched it down. Yeah, I pitched it down as well, using the word modes from last time, so that's what it sounds like. Cool. So I've got these chords and I've got a couple other wee bits and pieces kind of froze down here. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring an auto filter, I think, onto this group, and we'll see what kind of sounds we can get with automation on it. So up the top left here, I'm just going to click and I'm going to type auto filter. Cool. So what this allows you to do is takes out frequencies and stuff. So this is a low pass, and here's a high pass, so you'll only hear the high end. I'm going to put it in low pass, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I've got this wee button here clicked. So what that's going to let me do is it's going to let me go into here, hit frequency, and then I can change the frequency accordingly, or the track volume, because I've not clicked something right. Always make sure that you're clicking the right thing. I know that sounds stupid, but see, sometimes when you're in autopilot you just end up flinging random things around. So as you can see here, when I right click, I've got show automation, delete automation, etc. I'm going to delete the automation there because I've just kind of mucked about that. And when you click on a part, like say I'm going to click on the amount here, it'll start to show you up there in the same wee bit. So you can just start to kind of like see that everything will start to come up here, and you can automate it. So I could automate this filter by just kind of like drawing like this. We'll see what happens here. You can see it jumping about. So I don't really like that as much, but what I can do is put the click track on, and I might want it to just kind of dip out wee bits. So I'm going to click it, start dragging up and dragging down. So you can just kind of shape how you want the filter to move. So I want that to be faster. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag it along here. I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to hit Control D, and I'm just going to duplicate it right along. We'll see how that sounds. I've also got a wee bit that I chopped up here, literally just before recording this. Cool, so that would do, that's a wee bit of automation there with the auto filter. So there are some different things we can start doing here. So as you can see, we've got a reverb here already on the track, but it's not really doing anything. So what I can do is can go into audio effects. If I want to change the reverb, type up here reverb. Would help if I could actually spell it. Sorry, I only need to be able to count to 4 and talk about Ableton, so we'll be fine. So we'll try one reverb long, because that's the one that I used to always use. So you can hear that all getting further away. So to do with ordering, I'm going to show you this with tremulator. So what this is going to do is, same way that guitar tremulator pedal starts to tremulate things and makes it kind of, not wobble, but kind of wobbly. You can use it in roads and stuff, it sounds really nice. So you can see this is after the reverb, but the reverb's off now. well, it's still there, but the dry wet's right there. But if I start to put it up while it's behind here, you can start to hear that the whole thing moves because the tremolator's moving the reverb as well. Whereas if I put it here, the reverb's going to be over the whole sound. So you can hear the difference there. Cool. Right, so I've also got some drums here. I'm not going to use that now, but I don't think that'd be great. I've got some drums and a bass line here as well, so when I add that in, cool, so that'll be fine for automating that. So basically what the filter's going to be doing on this is it's just ducking the frequencies, but it's mostly ducking the frequencies of the vinyl because there's already some different, this is bounced off and already had a couple of different EQs and things on this. Cool, right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to automate this reverb on a couple of different notes. So as you can see, it's on the dry wet here, which I've clicked, and I might just do it with the pencil tool to see what happens. Remember, right click and then we can change the size of the grid. Cool. Even just at that wee bit, wee subtle kind of changes. Cool, I might start just cutting up wee bits of audio as well, like we were last week, and we'll see what happens. See how it sounds with everything else in this wee section, and then we'll just start letting the drums and the bass play. Cool. So what else have we got that we can put in this? Right, so resaturator. So we'll try that. So what this is going to do is it's going to essentially warm up the sound. So it gives it that kind of tape feel, but you can really push it, as you can hear. So the drive getting right up, it's distorting it to a point of being like a bit mental. Put it on up here. Cool. So also over here we've got an EQ. So what this is going to be doing now is anything kind of over 10k is going to be kind of taken away, and then you can see it start to kind of curve in here. And we've got different ways of doing this. We can, if I wanted to with this, we could just brick it basically, so it just like cuts right off. No flying a brick at it obviously, but like, so it basically just cuts right off there. But I don't really like doing that a lot of the time. I like having it kind of still have some of these frequencies depending on what I'm working with, but just now with this kind of synth I think we'll leave it there. Cool. Nice. Sounds not too bad. So I think what we're going to do is, this should be the Snail down here. I things crashing. Oh, my CPU doesn't like me to do. I don't know what I've done, but something's happened. I'm gonna need to clean up my PC. Cool. So with this snare, we're gonna solo it by clicking this here and making sure it's blue. I'm gonna add a saturator to this. So you can see that that's my external plugins, and I've kind of been over it a wee bit, but I don't use a lot of the effects in Ableton. I use saturators and reverb and stuff all the time, but I've got stuff that I kind of prefer using for the kind of music I'm trying to make just now. So you can hear that, and it's going to exaggerate. There's a wee bit at the tail end here on this. It'll probably be about here. You can hear the kind of vinyl still from this snare, or just kind of noise. So what you can do, you can start to just cut wee bits off tail ends and stuff and making things that sound a bit better. See how that's like instant. So it's going to be a wee bit cleaner, and then we can fire it through a reverb to make it kind of sound a wee bit better. So again, we're just highlighting and deleting bits of this and just cutting up audio though. So for the sake of this, I'm just going to loop this. I would normally do this through MIDI, but once it's at a stage, you've got everything you want. I recommend bouncing it down to audio and then just mucking about and seeing what sounds you can get. Cool, so cool, so I quite like the sound of that, and I've got these hi-hats here. So I'm going to flatten these, and what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to try out one of the phasers in Ableton, and we'll see what we can do with it. So this is basically just kind of seeing what kind of sounds we can get with all the different, either just standard or the what you call it? Sorry, my brain's kind of went a bit hangry there. I'm trying to remember what to do with this. I don't usually use this phaser. I usually use one of the Sound Toys ones. It's called Phase Mistress. Quite like it. It's really good for all your kind of like Tame Impala type stuff and your Glammy Taste type stuff as well, because there's a lot of kind of like phasing kind of stuff in his hi-hats and choruses recently, which is really cool. Highly recommend checking both the people out. So you can hear that it's kind of going now. So you can see here, this is the feedback, so this is how much is going to be affected with the chorus, but obviously combined with the dry wet is going to affect it mostly. I've said chorus here, but it's a phaser. And do you know what it is? It's because I was going to be using a chorus when I was doing that with things. And kind of like making them sound a wee bit detuned and weird at different bits, but then you just kind of cut the frequencies. Cool, so another thing we can do is it's not just effects you can automate. So if I go into here and I hit track panning, much in the same way that we had things moving about, right, we'll just do this drastic just now, but if I start to just like drag these right up and down, you'll start to hear it going left to right if you're using headphones, whereas I'll only hear it going right and then disappearing currently because my left headphone isn't for working. I'm going to cut the headphones on and see what's happening with them. So the actual like doing it is the same. Everything is basically you can either draw in lines or you can start to map things to your keyboard. I'm gonna save that for another video because I think it'd be beneficial to have everything you can do with like your MIDI keyboard and stuff within one video. But this is just a wee bit of things to do with automation and some of the things you can do to start getting things to sound a wee bit different. So we'll try adding a chorus in this and we'll see what happens. So also as I'm playing this, you can see everything's kind of like still moving about and doing what it's doing. Yeah, we'll see if we can see if we can get it here. Cool, I quite like that a bit there. So I'm just going to start mucking about with some automation on the chorus here and we'll see what happens. So you really shouldn't be putting this on just like normal pianos and stuff because it'll like detune it unless that's what you're going for. Just like friendly kind of reminder it starts to make things sound a bit weird with certain things. But that's kind of what we're going